10-8 on the head-to-head to Alen. 10 of those meetings have gone to a decider. I wonder if we'll be going all the way this evening. Mark Selby to get us underway. I think everybody agrees, Stephen, this is not going to be one-sided like the first match.
No, that's. I think that's a given. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be times in this match tonight where the snooker is not going to be my cup of tea, but pretty much because I wasn't good enough to play it. I didn't have that exciting a game, and you've got to appreciate what these guys can do. It's phenomenal. It's going to be tough match snooker of the highest quality. And yeah, I think you're right. This is going to go a long way, this match. I'd be surprised if it's not, well, 6-4. Every chance it could be 6-5. So if you're watching at home, I hope you've got comfortable seats.
Well, the last 6 matches Selby has played on tour have gone to deciders. The last 2 in the English Open, of course, he lost the last of them in the quarterfinals, and then all of them here, including the match yesterday with Gilbert, although he's played well in his last couple of matches against Tepchara Nu and in that contest with Gilbert. Seemed to be improving as the tournament's gone on. He's looking for his first ranking title since WST Classic. That was in March 2023.
I do also think possibly this first frame could dictate how the evening goes. These frames depend on where someone can get in early and score. You don't do that and the colours, go in the cushions and the balls get scrappy, then that's when it becomes tough. And that's a beautifully struck pot from Mark Alen. It's always nice in any match for your first shot to be as good as that. You feel really good.
Yeah, and they're both good enough. Each is good enough to, if they really turn it on, actually run away with the match. We saw Mark Selby do that against Ronnie O'Sullivan at the Players' Championship. We saw Alen do it to Judd Trump at the Champion of Champions final last year.
Just a little bit too much angle, or more angle than you can see. You want it to be a lot straighter in this red so you can drop on the black to right corner. And can't even rely on a cannon to get on the black, so it's back to safety. It's one thing that you don't see Mark Alen do is there's no risk in any shot. If there's any doubt at all, he generally
Mark Alen
doesn't play it.
Free.
Likes to have a mug of hot water at all times.
Which is actually strange because we've had 2 or 3 players in the studio after matches this week and they've been sweating. They've been saying how warm it is in the arena. So it's seems a little bit weird. But that's his thing.
Yeah, players just develop, I think, sometimes routines, and it's kind of been working for Alen, hasn't it, last couple of years? He's won so many tournaments, so he's going to stick to it. Steve Davis in the 80s, he would walk the same route every day from the Grosvenor Hotel in Sheffield to the Crucible, and him and Barry Hearn would step over the same sort of grate next to a pub for good luck. I'm not saying that's why he won 6 world titles, but he couldn't not do it. Doesn't feel like a match where easy chances are going to be coming along. You're going to have to earn your way in with good safety, try and force errors. A good one from Selby.
These safety shots will be a pattern of the evening as well. Both these players don't really... I seen Mark Allen do it last night against Judd Trump and actually won him the frame. Played a safety where he played the contact on reds thick, opened up all the reds, got a good cue ball. But generally, both players, it's thin safeties. Trying to avoid leaving reds on. Well, if the cue ball hadn't ended up hampered by the brown, Mark would have played this red to right corner, stunned across the left cushion for the black to the same pocket, but he won't be playing it now where the cue ball's ended up. Lots of tapping at the table, which is all fair enough. It was a little bit friendly for me. I mean, they were chatting to each other backstage before they went out. Yeah, don't understand it myself.
Yeah, I could hear them. They were talking football, but they were having a little chin wag. You're quite right.
Yeah, if they started tapping good safety shots, there's going to be a lot of tapping going on tonight.
Another little tap from Mark Selby this time. I mean, for a long time, Mark Selby has been quite rightly regarded as one of the great competitors, one of the hardest players to beat, and that's now the game in the last couple of years that Mark Allen has developed so well. Well, that deserves a tap. What a shot. What a shot from Mark Selby.
Yeah, that's genius. It really is. Absolute genius. I mean, not only to get the connection on the red, but he's actually snookered Mark Allen back. Had to screw into the cushion to widen the angle. That's why he raised the butt of the cue really high to get the reaction of the first cushion. It was an unnatural angle the cue ball came off at. Wonderful shot. Yeah, we're 10 minutes into this frame. It's 3-0 Mark Allen. There's no real sign of who's going to get in first. And what happens though, they play so many safety shots, and the reds start to get congested round the black spot, and that's the frame just gets tied up. That's why it becomes difficult to score.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Selby 4.
Selby not moving from that chair. Kevin Dabrowski, the referee, replacing the white.
Mark? Foul. Mark Allen 4.
We were playing the old spot the ball competition. We took the cue ball off and then said, well, guess where it's going to be? Well, that's the kind of area you're going to predict, I think, with these two. It's now been 11 minutes since the last pot.
Well, it's the first sort of mini error. But as you can see what I was saying earlier, because there's been so much safety played, look at where the reds are. Everything's congested. Mark Selby's got a chance to pot this red, but where's he going with the cue ball? There's going to be some shot to get the cue ball back, possibly up the table to get on a colour. this cue ball to get it back. Well, no prizes for guessing
Wrong.
what's happening here.
Mark Selby, 1.
Obviously no problem hitting a red, but can you hit a red and leave it safe? The 3 reds sort of underneath the black spot, if you come at them from the right side of the table, would be a pretty safe area. Yeah, perfect. Good shot.
Mark Selby actually played in the British Open first in his debut season. He was only 16, and he actually beat Peter Lyons, who was here earlier, of course, the dad of Oliver. He lost to John Higgins this afternoon, and then lost to Gary Wilkinson, who's one of the tournament directors right now, since retiring from the game. Selby's had a long career, a quarter of a century, turned pro very young. Took him a few years to find his way. He was never regarded as a great natural talent, but he was always, quite rightly, regarded as a real hard worker. Well, I'm sure those average shot times will come down when we start having some breaks in this match. There's only been 3 balls potted.
Yeah, if you're after aggressive attacking snooker and taking risks and that kind of game, this match would be the wrong one for you. But this could be one of the greatest matches of all time in terms of match play, tactical play. I mean, it's already of the just a standard that I can't even comprehend at the moment. It's just incredible. No one is just getting a chance at all. Granite. The red's second away from the black to the left corner is on here as a pop, but Mark Allen barely gave it a glance. That's a little bit fortunate because contact on the red was thicker than he intended. And well, this is horrible. Where the cue ball has ended up. Probably dead weight off the cushion for this red near the left corner pocket. Cushion first, just roll into it. As long as the red underneath the black spot doesn't pop, that'll be pretty safe there.
Well, he skimmed off a second red there. That could have gone wrong. If he'd have caught the second red full, he would have left what could have been a good chance.
Again, this red to right corner is on. You can play it with topspin. You can play it with left-hand side, so to sort of check the cue ball off the cushion, so to avoid other reds. Maybe looking at that, there's maybe too much angle to play that, possibly. Anyway, we'll never know, because he wasn't tempted.
This is the thing, isn't it? You know, there will be chances left. It's just whether the players feel it's worth the risk. Some players would do. These two more cautious, more percentage-based. So they've had 24 minutes of play and just 3 balls potted.
Another great shot. Another tap on the table. But it's not even the skill to play these great safety shots. It's the concentration required to keep playing one after another in these sort of 20-minute bouts of tactical play. Could be so strong mentally. This is such a tough shot. So easy to get this thick. Full length of the table. In the end, he missed it on the way up.
Seems a bit catch-22, doesn't it? They're only going to go for sort of easy pots, but the safety's so good there aren't any easy pots, then it's going to take a while for someone to get in.
Well, I have to say, it's Mark Selby's by far the stronger player in this exchange. He's barely put a foot wrong with every shot he's played. Where Mark Alen's got away with 2 or 3 shots. He's not had the right connection on the object ball. He's not left anything. It's a safety shot, but there's a chance of the plant to left corner pocket.
It's only frame 1, but I think we've already seen that Alan's going to struggle to break Selby's resolve. He did, I think, a bit last night with Judd Trump. But Selby's the master at this.
What's the saying? An irresistible force up against an immovable object. You get the feeling that's what this match is tonight. I said earlier, the first frame could set the tone. Another brilliant shot. Another thing about being mentally strong and being focused and your concentration being bang on it is after sort of 20, 30 minutes of not potting a ball, if you do get a chance, you've got to be ready to take it. The safety has been so good that there's not been a red gone past the blue, barely past the pink. Problem here for Mark Alen is there's no path up the right side of the table as you look on your screen to get the cue ball back up to baulk.
Half an hour of play in this frame. 3 balls have been potted. There's been some masterful safety. And that's the problem. Nothing's been left. Well, all smiles. They're going to have a re-rack, are they? They're going to have a re-rack after half an hour. We didn't promise you an early night. It's a good job, really. Forget about that. It never happened. We're going to start the match again.
I was thinking it's Saturday night. There's quite a few couples in the audience. It's not exactly date night, is it, this?
Not unless you really love safety play, which these two do, of course. But I have to say, OK, they've re-racked. I can't see the pattern of play necessarily changing in the next frame. They're pointing at you, Stephen. They're pointing at you, giving the thumbs up.
Same again.
Same again, says Mike. You see, they're loving it, and good luck to them. So,
if I could play safe like these guys, I'd have won 10 world titles.
Thank you.
So we start again.
First frame. Mark Selby to
They're almost proud of that, weren't they? Well, maybe Mark Alen won't be smiling now. Suddenly an error. Right at the start of what is again frame one after the re-rack. Ironic cheers.
one.
But it's interesting how Mark Selby's game face came on immediately that he saw the chance there. So let's see if he can make a dent in this frame.
He's very clever, that Mark Selby. He's got the nickname the Jester, but he's very clever at sort of lightening the sort of mood. But then he just steps back into match mode, and he's kind of taking his opponent's concentration away a little bit.
Yes, and he scored heavily this season. He's had 18 centuries. Judd Trump's at the top with 24 in this tournament.
4.
Not an ideal chance at the moment because the black's tied up. Pink also out of commission.
Ten.
I think if he was to get the correct angle on the blue here, he'd be very tempted to go into the pink. Try and open things up. He has got loose reds, doesn't get the right angle.
11.
And he hasn't done, so he can play for the red to the left of the pink. Now we'll see the angle in a second he's got
16.
here. Screwing the cue ball back through the reds. No better screw of the ball than Mark Selby. He'll work on the cue ball.
17. $22.
Get a little glance at the red towards the right middle pocket. It may look with that camera angle that it's quite an easy shot, but it's much more acute angle than that. And there you, that gives you a better idea. This is not easy. Playing it with a tracer right hand side as well. Yeah, nice shot.
24.
And this is where you've got to pay tribute to Selby. That iron concentration for that half-hour safety struggle. And then it was all laughing and joking, and then the switch goes again into break building.
Brilliant shot. Pretty much
20.
to the millimetre. Where is wanting the cue ball to be. Look how far the cue ball has to travel here to get the intended spot.
$30.
I know there's an open red near the black spot, but he may be tempted to go one cushion into the bunch here of the yellow. Stun off the left cushion, some left hand side. And got into the cue ball too much.
32.
Well, he had
Mark Selby.
aggressive intent, he just didn't play the shot quite right to land on the next red, so it's back to the long grass, but that was a definite frame-winning chance for Selby. 32 the lead, got Alen in trouble. got the red first. Good shot. Very good shot. Just a slight miscalculation there. He could have left Selby nicely in. And he has caused an error catching the blue. Voice seems to be running a bit fast, and
1.
well, Alen shaking his head. Whether it just pinged a little off the side cushion. So, end of break.
Mark Alen, 1.
Mark Alen, of course, had a maximum earlier in the tournament on his beloved table 2, which of course is now gone, much to his delight, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a great arena. It's a great venue, this. A lot of players have been saying they like the Centaur, and it's built up the snooker here over the years. Good crowd in tonight. It will be tomorrow, of course, for the final with John Higgins.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Alen, 4. Well. Foul. And a miss. Mark Alen, 4. No.
Well, we're back to the safety, but the difference with this and before the re-rack is black and pink available. Chance came, could be a good one, whoever gets in next. Obviously, Selby already 23 in front.
Mark Alen 4.
Willian offers, maybe offered up a shot to nothing here for Alen.
Well, even then, there was no real aggression there, was there? It was a pot on the red, played with a lot of safety in mind. There wasn't a lot of commitment there. I know all the safety plays, there's incredible standard, genius stuff. At the end of the day, to win frames, you've got to pot balls and be aggressive and commit.
One.
A decent pot, but he's going to get 1 point.
Mark Selby 1.
No, surely the shot is to the red that's in the bulk area, bulk end of the table, is to play that up and down, leave the cue ball somewhere near the yellow pocket.
One.
Stunning long pot from Mark Selby.
Round ball.
Definitely looks the stronger of the two players. I know it's very early in this match, but in terms of just the body language, the way he's striking the cue ball, Mark Selby looks very good.
6.
He's every match he's played this week has gone to a decider, but his form, his play has got better and better as the week's gone on.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to start matches very confidently. It's been an issue maybe just killing a few off. But he's gone for it here. Taking that brown on, which was a big shot. He was leaving reds if you missed it, but this is where he's making his move in the first frame. Sensing Alen isn't quite as confident, maybe.
This isn't the red he played for. This is more difficult than it should have been.
Let's see. Seventeen. Eighteen.
So we've arrived at frame ball. This frame 21 minutes, but of course there was 31 minutes before that, and we had a rewrap.
25.
It will be important as Selby pops the ball to leave. Mark Alen needing snookers is making sure you pot another 2 balls after you get to this point, because both players will play on in frames, needing 2, maybe 3 snookers.
31. Sure.
So, yeah, for all our sakes, need to make sure they pot the extra couple of balls.
Thank you. 32.
It's interesting though, when Selby saw the chance to go on the attack, he did.
Yeah, the red he potted the long red stunning round a couple of cushions. I'm sure Mark Allen had a chance to do a similar
38.
thing when he went for that long pot but played it with an element of safety.
Mark Selby, 38 and a flat.
So it's not the beginning of the end, but it is the end of the beginning. A long opening frame was rewrapped after 31 minutes. Mark Selby has eventually taken it. Here we go then, frame 2, a possible 11.
Settle down, please. The second frame. Mark Allen to break.
A long way out there. Yeah, that first part of the first frame. I don't think he's done Mark Allen any favours. And
1.
I say Mark Selby's a master of the dark arts. You know, getting everyone laughing, but he remains in the zone. Just may have taken the edge slightly off Mark Allen's focus. So it
6.
needs an angle on the whichever colour he chooses here. Nice again. Yeah, he can screw into the bunch from this red. It's not really developed much. One red to the right of the black in the open, but not sure whether it goes to left corner. Quite tricky to get on it to right corner. I think it does go.
Alen.
Regardless of the result, it's great to see Mark Selby out here in a big match again. Of course, towards the end of last season, he clearly wasn't enjoying it. Lost first round at the Crucible, needed a break. How's he on this
16.
red to the middle? He's had a look from the pocket. Got to be so precise into the middles, but certainly at that pace.
This is excellent snooker
24.
from Mark Selby. Okay, this is not including the re-rack, but it's 97% pot success at the moment. 2 out of 2 long pots.
$25.
He's got an angle in the blue. He can go into the main bunch here. The only thing that's stopping him, the top 2 reds. Have to get a really thick contact on the first one to send that into the main sort of 6 reds below that. It's not an ideal angle in the blue. It's not bad. Interesting thing, before he
30.
played the blue, he came round to look at the potting point in the blue. I mean, how many blues off a spot has he potted in his life as a snooker player? But still felt the need to come round and just reassure himself. Just sort of plant the image in his brain where he had to hit the blue. Good tip that for amateur players out there.
$31. $36. $37.
They may be able to bring another couple of reds into play here and falling
44.
through for the black. It was just a little bit straight, but the two reds that are on their own, they're both available to right middle. So, simple case of screwing the cue ball off the left cushion. Watch how he plays this shot. Best in the world at this shot, I think. Going low on the cue ball.
$51. $52.
As you can see, when Mark Selby's in this position where he's on a break, he's not slow. I think a lot of people have this perception of him as he's going to be a slow player, but when he's in these positions, he's not slow at all. He's round about probably 20, 21 seconds a shot, sometimes less.
Yeah, as long as he's thinking well, he gets on with it. Sometimes he starts to doubt himself. He can go into his shell, start looking at things.
58.
We're talking a lot about centuries, Higgins and Trump going over 1,000. Mark Selby, 839, so he's right up there.
Not ideal.
64.
He's only one red away from securing this frame, or at least leaving Mark Alen needing a snooker. Choice of two reds. Both need to be played with a rest. Both quite thin cuts.
something. So Mark Selby, after all the tactical players, got on the front foot in this match, and it's worked.
65.
Yeah, it's almost like it was a plan, wasn't it, that first half hour of the first frame before the re-rack? He's got stronger, and it's kind of derailed
68.
his opponent in a way.
$69.
Early days, but Mark Alen has been largely kept out. And he's watched Mark Selby make the most of his chances.
76.
Selby's also been more aggressive of the two.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be interesting to see what Mark
77.
Allen's game plan is now, going 2-0 behind, because Mark Selby's not exactly the player you can sort of try and tie in knots and wait for an opportunity. As we've seen in that rehearsal of the first frame, he'll be there all night waiting for a mistake from the tactical department. So I think a change of
84.
change of plan for Mark Allen might be in order.
85.
As I said earlier, Mark Selby, 4 centuries in the tournament. Of course, there was one round he didn't play because his opponent was a no-show. And 18 this season, so even though he's not lifted a trophy, he has been scoring well.
92. $93.
Yeah, that bonus of £100,000 at the end of the season for the first player to make 100 centuries in the season. The way he's going, he will be one of the contenders. One of the players that will fancy it as a century comes up. Well, since that re-rack, Mark Selby has been flawless.
100. $102.
When he's scoring like this, put that together with his genius in the tactical side of the game, he can be almost unplayable.
105.
Yeah, we've seen it so many times over the long sessions at the Crucible, the way he can win frames in so many different ways, with big breaks or controlling the play tactically. Just does what he has to do. He switched it up here after the
105.
lengthy start to proceedings. 105 from Mark Selby in frame 2 to take early command here of this semi-final. Between them,
The
and
third
8 have gone
frame.
the distance.
Mark Selby to break.
Cheers, Dave. Well, Mark Allen's got to find something quickly if he's not going to, stay in touch in this first session. Best of 11's are quite a long match. Even if you lose the first 4, you still think you're in it. 3-1 is not the worst. Now, he needs to get a frame on the board soon. As I said, I think Mark Allen's got to be aggressive tonight to beat Mark Selby. Certainly was a more aggressive safety shot, but the thing with playing that is you've got to find the baulk cushion, and he hasn't done. Left a pretty comfortable opening red here for Mark Selby. Wouldn't expect him to miss this, the way he's been queuing the last 2 frames. Cue ball to run.
1.
I think the pink's available to the left corner though. Just looking to see what spots are available. I don't think the pink spot is. He's going to see if it's going to go on the black spot if he pots it, which if it does, it's kind of going to be out of commission.
Set.
Now it's very simple to play the red to right middle and play for the black, but then all the spots are taken up, so the black then goes underneath the pink, close to the black spot and the black cushion.
Eight.
Delicate operation for Kevin Dabrowski, the referee. The black goes as close to its spot as it can without touching the pink.
15.
Still potable, the black. Okay. Just wants to clear that area.
$16. $21. $22.
If he's straight in this blue, it's just a matter of potting it and screwing the cue ball back in a direct line past where his bridge hand is, but I'm going to be quite exact here to find the gap for when he's 2 reds to the right corner. He's not hit it.
$27.
Can I just see enough of this red to clip it in?
20.
Well, this is very impressive from Selby. He really is in the zone now, sensing a chance to really pull away with this match.
Yeah, it's pretty close to the form that's seen him beat Ronnie O'Sullivan 6-0 in the Players' Championship last year. It was just awesome. Never missed, never looked like missing. Looking like that at the moment. And he's just pointing here, so he wants to pot this red
30.
in the left corner and cannon the red that he was pointing at there, the one to the right of the pink and black. And that should leave him on the black to left corner. Just didn't get into the cue ball enough. He obviously wanted a full contact
32.
on the red, and he's now got the problem of where the red's ended up. Got to find a way of hiding the cue ball.
Max Selby, 32.
Oh, another tap on the table by Mark Alen. The way the last half hour, 40 minutes is going, I wouldn't be in the mood to be tapping the table. He had a chance to possibly, the red up the left cushion, to go for that Mark Alen and leave the cue ball in a way that those 5 reds were blocking the red over the corner pocket, and he'd been on the blue. I mean, again, he didn't even look at it. I'm not saying it was an easy pot by any stretch, but this frame could get a bit, well, it could stall this frame now with that red over the right corner. So obviously no one's going to take a risk to leave it.
It's touching.
Touch and ball gives Selby the opportunity to send the cue ball up to the bulk end, and you think anywhere near the yellow pocket with the cue ball will hide the red behind the blue. There's no way he wants to risk a re-rack with a 32-point lead.
There you go, 40 minutes since he potty won. contact is not made. So Mark Selby, 32 in front, comes back to the table.
Yeah, that first frame before the re-rack is what's happened since with the sort of joking. As I say, it's completely, I think, wiped out Mark Allen's focus and concentration. Okay, he's not getting many visits to the table, but the visits he has had, he's not played a good shot. Not one single good shot.
Selby looking at the black spot, thinking the pink might go on it.
It's not even close. I can.
Referee says it's not even close.
You see, it's not even close. Okay.
He must have just been slightly off the black spot, but Mark Selby's caught him out there.
Set.
Yeah, he's played for the red with the pink now in the way. That's the problem. So looking at this one down the table. And in it goes. Superb.
8.
Yeah, and how well did he have to strike the cue ball in order to avoid contact with all the baulk colours and get the check side of the cushion to bring the cue ball back out. Wonderful bit of cueing. It's not played a good
12.
positional shot there though. Cue ball needed to be about, I don't know, about a foot to the left of where it is now. Didn't want to be using the rest.
Yeah, he was really annoyed that he had to
Mark
get the rest
Selby.
out because he knew he was on top. Now, as he, how these reds covering one another. Seems they are. So he's got away with one there.
Thank you. Foul. And a miss. Mark Allen, 4.
Again, there was a red above pink spot that was available to right corner there for Mark. I'm sure it was a path for the cue ball through the gap. Mark Selby gets this shot right. He may wish they had a closer look at that red, Mark Alen. Maybe doing him a disservice. Maybe there was no path for the cue ball, but didn't seem to look at it at all. When he has got the right contact, and if this is up behind the brown, yeah, it is. Just think sometimes you have to make something happen yourself in a match rather than wait for something to present itself. As we've said many times, you'll be waiting a long time. You're playing Mark Selby in this form.
No, it did hit, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely hit it. No touching ball called. This little stalemate, of course, Selby is 40 in front, so it's sort of up to him ultimately to break free of this.
Foul. A miss.
Well, he was trying a delicate shot.
Mark
He's just barely feathered the white there.
Put back. Sure.
Put it back. Back where?
Mark.
Don't think it was there.
We can check if you like.
As I say, if this went on and the referee was forced to step in, it would be obviously Selby who would have to change things because he's leading the frame. Mark Alen will stay there all night and do this. study there. Trying to cover all the reds with the black. He may not quite have done it, but even so, he's broken out of that little impasse. Selby was annoyed because Alen could see the edge of that red to play the white back down to ball. And it has to be said, if Alen were to get a chance here, they're sitting nicely with a counter attack in this frame. He's only 36 behind. No balls on cushions. Excellent weight. Any heavier, he could have left a pot on there. Does feel a significant passage of play, this. Selby, you know, has looked positive. He had a chance for 3-0. Mark Alen desperate to try and get in. It's now 52 minutes since Mark Alen potted a ball. Sort of looking at the 3-ball plant with safety in mind here, the 3 balls are quite a distance apart. Red, pink and red. Cue ball was always going back down to ball. Well, that ends a 53-minute spell, and Mark Alen hadn't potted one. Now, can he get himself into the right frame of mind to take this chance? He's had to wait a long, long time for it.
Yeah, what a chance it is.
6.
And as the best players in the world, you should be ready for this opportunity. Even the amount of time he's been out without potting balls. That's what these players are used to. So when the chance presents itself, you're ready to take it.
Let's see. $15.
Yeah, you can see Selby's monopolised this table, but this is a key visit now for Alen, just to get himself involved in this match. Get himself going, if anything.
$22. $23. 28. $29. 36. $37.
Yeah, it was a bad shot from black to that red. There was too much, a lot more angle on the pot of the red than he wanted. And consequently, he's now finished wrong side of the blue. This was the shot. I was waiting for a little bit of right-hand side to react off the cushion, just to bring the cue ball up the table towards the blue a little bit, to leave that red straight, but it was plain bald. Now this red is definitely missable.
42.
Wants that cue ball to stop. And now he wants it to run.
43.
Again, it's the simple things that let you down. Such a simple shot from black to second last red. Didn't play it right, and he's not won the frame from that great chance. Will it cost him?
Mark Alen. 43.
There's been no one better in the history of the game than Mark Selby at when snookered, getting out of it and not leaving a pot on. The majority of players, well, myself included, would just be happy with, as long as they hit the yellow, try and get it safe. But he makes sure he hits it the right way. It's incredible, really. It's part of his genius. Possible double. Doubt if Mark Alen takes the double on. The thing with playing a double, the risk is if you miss it, you've got no idea where the yellow's going to end up. No. Just with his general, the way he's been playing Mark Alen, surprised he took that risk. Maybe he has decided to try and make something happen to get into this match. Doubles are very risky.
Two.
So Selby back in, excellent yellow. Big moment in this match. You feel Mark Alen was just starting to find a way in, didn't get, of course, position. And in the end, the double, Stephen said, could have finished anywhere, left a pot. It was still a good one for Selby.
Really up against it now in this match, Mark Alen. I can't think of many players tougher than Mark Selby to try and reverse a 3-0 deficit, especially when he's in this kind of form.
40.
had his chance. It was his best one of the match, Mark Alen. But the frame,
20.
once again, goes to Mark Selby. Feels big. That frame, and Mark Selby halfway towards a place in the final. So, big
Thank
frame
you.
to win, you feel, for Mark Selby. Certainly, if he could take this one, then Mark
Frame
Alen is
4.
bang in trouble. We saw a whitewash earlier.
Mark
This has
Alen to
been
break.
a harder fought match, but it's still one-sided in terms of the scoreline. Selby 3-0. Alen just didn't get on a colour off the last red, and then, of course, he took the double on the yellow, but didn't get it, left a chance. Selby took it out.
What?
Fabulous bit of improvisation there to pick out that double. And I think he's got the perfect angle in the yellow to drop on the red, either the one above the black or the one nearest the black cushion.
Frame. Four.
I mean, that's a long way from happening, and I don't think it will, but it'd be
8.
ironic. Mark Selby, every match is going to decider. He suddenly wins this semi-final 6-0. But certainly it's all one-sided at the moment. That chance that Mark Alen had in the previous frame was, well, it looks like it could be very important. Mark Selby just asking someone to, in the audience, to keep still.
Nice. $16. $17.
is at least one red available to left corner. You'd have to play that with touch of left-hand side or running side. Help the cue ball past that red. And decided to take the risk and go into them, and he's okay. Not perfect, but
24.
he's not going to miss this red, you wouldn't thought. He's going to take the cue ball back up the table, though, for blue.
$25.
Again, since that restart of the first frame, okay, Mark Alen, apart from that chance apart, it's been total domination in this match by Mark Selby.
$30.
Yeah, I mean, that's the live pot success. That's balls potted in live play. 99%. So he's just not missing Selby when he's getting these chances.
31.
That's brilliant. It's brilliant cueing is what it is. Because
36.
you see how far it takes the tip of the cue back. When he brings the cue back here, it's back to the cushion there. And to get the power, but also strike the cue ball in the middle. Any side on the cue ball there, unwanted side, and that shot doesn't come off. It's just cueing of the highest quality.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough praise as a shot maker. You saw the way he got in with the double. He doesn't get enough praise, full stop, really. Written off a lot as sort of a grinder and all of that, but got so many levels to his game. And we're seeing them all this evening.
37.
We're seeing his patience and his discipline, his pinpoint tactical play, his break building skills, as I say, shot making. And of course, temperament is everything.
Yeah, when Mark Selby was on the same amount of world championships as Ronnie O'Sullivan, I thought Mark Selby was going to be the one that would perhaps overtake the 7. It didn't work out that way. He's kind of like stalled in terms of winning world championships, and Ronnie obviously has got to 7, but
40.
in my opinion, he was the one that was going to do it. As I say, when he's playing well, it's unplayable. There's just no weakness.
$45.
It's gone slightly wrong. Too much angle in the pink, so straight blue to left corner. This you would think is frame ball when you look at the situation of the reds. He's missed it. He's missed one.
Mark Selby, 45.
This is a huge visit to the table for Mark Alen in the context of this match now. Really is. Seeing his opponent with a 99% pot success. Getting in at 3-1 would almost be a result for Mark Alen, the way he's been dominated.
1. Free. Mark, Alen, free.
Well, he was bang under it to produce something. And this visit didn't last long. He's missed that red with the rest. He's so good, Alen. We saw it last night with Judd Trump, putting other players under pressure, but he's under it himself right now, thanks to this man at the table. Well, that might be a shot we look back on later on, maybe much later on tonight, because that was a massive let-off for Alen, who must have been seeing 4-0 on the horizon.
1.
That only just dropped.
Yeah, red is in. A little cannon on the pink would be beautiful here. Leave the choice of 2 reds to right corner. Yep, that's fine. That'll make him feel good. Okay, the black again didn't go in the middle of the pocket, but he got the cannon.
8.
Right, seemed to jump up pretty quickly there again. The red didn't go in the middle of the pocket. Probably play another little cannon here. The red to the left of the 2 that are together. That surprises me. That to me is playing it a little bit safe.
16.
And I think if Mark Allen's 3-0 in front, he plays that cannon.
Seventeen.
Yeah, very good.
21.
Judge the pace of that shot perfectly.
22. $29. $30. 60.
Didn't want to be straight on the black. Shake of the head. May have to leave the red to the yellow pocket here. Yep. This is certainly not
37.
an easy pot, or as easy as he wanted it.
Well, in some ways, for Mark Allen, that's the shot of the night. Could it be the start of a full-scale recovery? First things first, must win this frame.
Yeah, that showed a lot of character, Larry, because he must have been, well, you could see he was so disappointed being straight on the black
40.
to leave himself a trickier pot. That was excellent.
Now, the key
40.
thing here is he won't need the pink. So it's about brown to blue. Try and get on this scoreboard. Mark Selby's made the running. We had the half-hour full start. That frame was re-racked. Selby dominated the next two. Of course, the third was tight. Mark Allen could have won it. Went wrong.
47. $51.
Blue to lead by 14 with 13 on. Both these players made of strong stuff. And there could still be some way to go here this evening, but this has been very important last few minutes. Mark Selby missing that red after Allen's miss, and then Allen potting the last red to the yellow pocket. Two very important moments for him to get on the scoreboard. He's 3-1 down, but he'll be delighted to win that frame. Mark Selby looked like he was very confident and could run away with this evening. Mark Allen has other ideas. So at the interval, Selby leads Allen 3-1.
Thank you.
Selby made all the running.
Frame 5.
Allen got the verdict.
Mark Selby to break.
Just wondering, after what happened in the last frame, are we going to see a repeat? I think in many respects, having lost frame 4, Neil, the interval came at the right time for Selby.
Well, he was doing all the playing, wasn't he, until those couple of misses on the blue and then an easier red. Allen did well to take the frame, though, in the end, when the chance did come.
What?
When Mark Allen got to the final of this tournament 2 years ago, he didn't play well in the final, but to get there, he was absolutely superb. But he was playing a very different game then to the one he employs now. I think he needs to go back to the future, as it were. Find that old inspiration.
Well, usually the close control is absolutely
6.
right. And it's still very well judged there, playing on that red, the angle to get on to the black.
Set.
This is his absolute strength.
Forty. FC. $22. $23.
Getting that low angle on the black again so that he's got a very straightforward shot for his next red.
$30.
How quickly things change when Selby was on a break of 45, seemingly heading for a 4-0 lead. It looked as though it might be a very disappointing night for Mark Alen. But the pendulum has shifted.
Well, of course, he didn't play on this red up into the green pocket. It's the one he's looking at, but the easier red, I don't think he's as straight on it as he'd like to be, just to run through on the black. So he is now looking at this option. It's probably not that difficult. He's right behind it. Red's got a bit of a distance to travel.
$30. $38. $39.
Yes, he could have played on one red, but he had the absolutely perfect angle on the black to just disturb them.
46.
And he has, but now, as you can see, just awkward queuing on the red he wants to play to right corner. I think he's going to end up having to play it in the absence of any other shots. Just a bit awkward, bridging over that red. It helped that the pink went to the left corner. It means he didn't have to use extra pace on the red. Would have become a potentially missable shot then.
It went thick. Mark Allen's reaction
Mark
screams
Allen, 47.
kick.
Well, let's have another look at it. To take his word for it, and I'm not saying it didn't kick because I don't think he'd miss it otherwise. Didn't see it jump. So it wasn't an old school kick where you just know straight away the contact is not right.
One.
Yeah, sometimes the sound provides a clue. It didn't there. But the player knows best, and Alen was aghast.
Yeah, I mean, the technology of the chalk that is used certainly has been improved, because
8.
kicks used to be something we used to see all the time, and it was quite tiresome. Keep on talking about them, but they're fairly rare now.
9.
Yes, and consequently, if you suffer from one, it hurts more.
$16. $17.
Of course, throughout his career, Mark Selby's had many a kick in lost frames as a direct result. He knows how bad you feel when that happens, and that's why he's so keen to put the boot in, as it were.
$22. $23.
Feel it would be levelling up the books if Selby pinched this frame, because he really should have won the frame before the mid-session interval.
$30. $31.
Something in irrelevance, I think, with the pink being on the cushion. It won't affect Selby, because he takes all the reds
36.
and colours up to the pink. He'll be too many in front by then. It's that red on the right as you look. Could cause a problem.
37. $44.
And that's why this positional shot is so vital.
45.
Yes, it is, Phil. Good call. And he's actually played in top side, so he can just stun in behind the red. Looking to get onto it into the left middle, or at worst left bottom pocket that he's knocking the black in. How often does that happen on that shot? You finish it in between both.
52.
It's not an easy shot to either left corner or left middle. It's the worst place to finish. So middle pocket, cue ball running around the back of the black. Pot is not a certainty here. Played it as if he didn't fancy it, trying to get that cue
Mark
ball away.
Selby. 52. One.
If he pots the blue here, then yellow to blue, he won't need the awkward pink.
Six. Eight.
Now, that's a bit like Selby's shot. Finishing where he has makes it difficult. Right in behind the green is just about frame over. And as you can see, the cue ball on the baulk line. It's a very difficult shot, this, whichever way he decides to play it. So both players have fallen foul of a very similar positional error.
And we cannot overstate the importance of this frame.
You can see both balls on the baulk line. The cue ball's going to have to go right round the table. The pot is a long way from being easy. Even if he gets the pot, position's not assured. It's an awkward one, this.
Mark Alen, 8.
Mark Selby, a relieved man, I think, to come back to the table with the frame still live. He just wanted to put the green beyond the left middle. As you can see, he's not got the snooker behind the blue. That'll do.
the attitude of these two when it comes to tactical exchanges, this might go on a while.
Well, Selby is a very difficult player to outwit in a battle on the colours. But Alen with that 3-point lead, it may seem like nothing, that 3-point lead, but as Phil was saying earlier, if he pots the next ball, he won't need the pink. Selby will need the pink. And the pink's not impossible, but it's slightly awkwardly placed. So that means Alen is a marginal favourite.
And the odds have just changed. Nothing easy though, nothing easy at all.
No, I think more difficult even than the pot is not being able to hold for the brown. I'm sure he could drag this in and hold for the brown, but goodness, it makes the pot very missable. The natural pace to pot this green is to take the cue ball back down the table away from the brown, which of course he doesn't want. And he's not got great cueing either with that pink there. Be a good shot to pot this and land behind the brown. Played it well enough, but still not very good position.
Reliable with the rest so far this evening, Selby. 5 out of 6 potted. But this is a real test.
How we would have loved for that cue ball to be short of where it is. Still nicely played. But now blue to pink is the problem, and he'll only need the pink. But how did he get very close to it to roll it down the cushion? Not sure he can. Yes, and I don't think he can roll it gently. He's got to give it just a little bit. He'd love to play it as slowly as possible to give the puck every chance of accepting the ball.
In goes the pink. And Mark Selby is in the pink. 4-1 ahead, 2 frames away from the final.
Mark Alen to break.
He's such a lion heart, though, Mark Alen. I would not discount a full-scale recovery. You would assume, though, he would need to tuck this frame away.
for everything he's achieved in the game, Selby, and let's be honest, he's done it all. But just recently, he's just developed this habit of not being able to put a match away when he's in a position like this. He needs 2 more frames. But Mark Alen needs 5, and he could dispatch him fairly swiftly. But you get the feeling it's been a problem for him to do so. Yeah, certainly in recent matches.
Foul. And a miss.
Yes, you're
Mark
absolutely
Alen.
right, Neil. And it's not that he's got an issue with Bottle, because he wins eventually. It's just when he's nicely in front, he's unable to win comfortably. He does find a way, but it takes some time.
Maybe a
Sure,
bit like
we
one
can
of the
check that.
racehorses around this great venue here at Cheltenham, who just loses concentration in front.
Sure.
And you can put a pair of blinkers on a racehorse, but you can't do it to a snooker player, can you?
To me. Quarter ball to me. A bit more. A fraction more.
Referee Kevin Dabrowski, lucky to have Olivier Martel as his
Yeah.
marker.
Well, that looks like, because I'm playing it centre ball, but that looks like my cue
Let me
then
just
goes to
go
the
there
yellow
and
one.
check from... could you bring it on again, please?
While Dabrowski is relatively inexperienced, Olivier Martel has been right at the business end of snooker, wearing the white gloves for a Crucible final.
Well, it does look
There's
like there's
Kevin
still a
Dabrowski
little bit
just
of room.
inspecting the screen
that
there.
side, but it's
Remind me a bit of VAR, that they
so
go up
slightly
right up to the screen on the touchline, don't they? And
maybe like this.
well, they sometimes just end up sending somebody off. And that's going to happen. Here he goes, look.
Yeah, now it's spot on.
Yeah. Can't argue with what's on the screen. What can't speak, can't lie.
Foul.
And that's exactly what happened to
Miss.
Selby.
Mark Selby.
The aim is, as you saw from Selby's second go, to hit it about an 8th ball and just shape it in behind the yellow. Not that much, because he he
That's too
couldn't
much.
see it very easily there.
Can we check Ollie?
We're going to go to the screens anyway.
Looks pretty good. Mark?
It's good.
Well, that's just gone too far, that cannon on the brown. But with just one red in open play, it's hard to really say this is a great chance. Far from it. Could make it into one.
1.
I think Alen needs to find some verve, some pizzazz. That would assist with his own rhythm, but also place Selby under some pressure.
Well, I think a boost would be if you could really spread these reds here in this shot. Let's see what kind of collision he gets with the bunch. That's more than a good shot. It's absolutely beautifully played. That verve you asked about. I think when you see the red spread, it can invigorate a player.
Alan's produced some wonderful break-building performances against Selby over the years. They played in a final in Antwerp in 2012. It was only best of 7. Alen made 3 centuries. He also made 3 centuries in a single-session match
20.
when he beat Selby in the quarter-final of the China Championship in 2016. That's the kind of brilliance that can tip the balance here.
22.29. Thirty.
Yes, disappointed to be very straight on this. I mean, naturally, he's screwing into the red just past his bridge hand, which of course is no good to him. Might be able to force an angle. Kind of a hard stun shot with expected the cue ball to race back to the right cushion, but he didn't mean it to. He aimed a little higher on the cue ball there.
$38. $43. 44.
I'd be annoyed, really annoyed. I mean, you know the red might do that. Depends on the contact. I think he hit too much of the red there. And it's got right in front of the black. It's very easy for that to happen. But it doesn't make you feel any better when it does. He's just taking a little pause there. I think he's more than a bit frustrated with that last shot because this frame was close to being in the bag. And it isn't now.
A little misleading, that match time. Doesn't include the half-an-hour re-rack in the opening frame.
That was just an extraordinary business, wasn't it, that re-rack? It really wasn't a re-rack stalemate. It's just that they cancelled each other out to the point where there was nothing left for either to give. Almost like, let's start this match again and pretend it never happened. And he's taking it on. Surprises me. What a shot, though. What a shot. Didn't play to land right in behind the red, but I seem to think that it's as
49.
worthy an opportunity to go for as any safety shot you might be able to play. Well, he's recovered the situation really well there. Two excellent shots in succession.
15.
How can you not applaud the enterprise? That's exactly what he needs.
Oh my God.
5. Mark Alen, 50. Mark Selby, 5.
Very frustrated.
Oh my God.
I mean, he played to go past those reds. Just bounced it up for a red, but after getting himself back on track, very surprising. Very unlike him. But Mark taking, Selby that is, taking no advantage of it.
We heard the OMG from Mark Allen when the cue ball went in. There was no OMG in a different context when Selby left him banging again.
One. Six. Seven.
Just some signs from both players of frustration, anxiety as this match continues. Quite a long way from the winning line yet. What Alen really could do with getting this frame put away, because he's faltered more than once.
Birdsey.
It's going to be a quicker frame than most because this elementary blue to middle is frame ball.
Eight-seed. Nine-seed.
And against Mark Selby, everyone on tour will tell you it pays to pot an extra couple of balls after frame ball.
$20. Mark Alen, 23 in the flat.
Helped by a half-century break, Mark Alen, is he on the comeback trail? We'll find out after the break.
Selby to break.
But if Mark Selby were to win this frame, he'd be only one away from progress. As Neil said, though, he has suffered from several mid-match slumps, Selby. Next week, most of the big-name players will be jetting off to the Wuhan Open in China. Not Selby. He was 4-1 up to Long Ziwang in the lone qualifying round. Made a couple of 130-plus breaks to get there, but lost 5-4. Sometimes those mid-match slumps aren't arrested. Again, the average frame time of 21 minutes is not indicative of the real story. Doesn't include that first frame re-rack.
I think he at first believed that was going to drop in.
The way Selby played that red, the only ball he could leave was the one he went for, and he did leave it.
Yeah, he's left it all right, and he's left a real chance here. You feel that this really would bring Alen right back into the equation if he could get this frame one as well. 3-0 down and seemingly about to go 4-0 down. It didn't seem likely. Once again, not quite the right side. Little rueful smile, but that he's not got the cue ball under the kind of control we're used to seeing. If anything, he held up too much. Red just went in the side of the pocket. The black's a little low here. He's got to be mindful if he plays the black. It's a shot that could be missed, and he's got to get position, so got to give this all of his attention.
See. See.
Very interesting shot because he certainly looked at this red to left middle.
24.
Whether that's exactly how he played it, I'm not sure, but it seems a slightly odd choice of shot, but he's got this red to middle. That's very good. That's very good. Again, very close between cue ball and object ball there. She hopes to continue in this break. Another very well played shot there also. Just gaining his consummate control back, which he has always possessed.
So much was against Alen with that red to middle. He was bridging awkwardly, as Neil said. Cue ball and object ball close together. Tight pocket entrance. He made it look easy.
That was a good shot as well, because he certainly didn't have to play that red. It was on the one below it, but it was more enterprising. Feels like the match has come alive in a way from a very stuttering start.
38. 39. $46.
As we pan out, we see the plant is very much available. Now this is Mark Alen at his most effective.
He's got to watch out here, though, hasn't he? Because in running this through, does he play it gently and hold for the red? That might be difficult to do, the loose red. Does he play it around 2 cushions? The pot then comes into question as to whether you could just miss it playing it at pace. He doesn't want that one back. Little nudge on the top red.
52. $53.
Worth reminding ourselves, this is a man who produced one of the great break-building performances to win a world ranking event. '18 International Championship in China. He made 14 centuries.
60.
And he looks like making
60.
mincemeat of this frame. That's his highest break of the match, with
68.
presumably plenty more to come.
Yeah, now there's a little bit of fluency coming in.
74.
This is where the average
70.
shot times go down. They were never that slow, actually, but there are players who are on the tour who do a little bit on the slow side, and the averages paint that picture. But at the end of a frame, they go around the table like the Keystone Cops trying to get the averages down. Clever stuff, but doesn't tell the full story. That's not how Mark Alen is. He is more fluent now the frame is won. He's a wonderful player, isn't he? Especially when he's in amongst them. This is the Mark Alen that we enjoy watching, with this short cue ball control, playing what looks to be simple shot after simple
88.
shot. Little grin on his face there. Maybe he's enjoying this now. Not sure he was at the beginning of the match.
Well, he's found his true identity. He's not
96.
a grinder, although he has played that way for the last few seasons. This is the real Mark Alen.
Yeah, stirring stuff. It's a brilliant break, this.
105.
It really is. Cue ball, as we say, on a string.
108. 112.
The man who made a 147 earlier this week.
170.
2 balls away from another total clearance.
123.
That is the
130
stylish way
in the frame.
to take another
Mark.
step towards parity. Mark Selby's lead, just a single frame.
Champion.
Set
Had
it down,
some
please.
real battles.
Frame 8. Mark Alen to break.
Mark Alen was in trouble, trailing 3-0, then 4-1. He would remain in trouble if Selby can win this frame. But Alan's the one with the head of steam.
Well, Selby certainly put Alen out of the match early on, and Alen was not coming to the table with any pots, but it's roles reversed now. That's how long it has been since Mark Selby potted a ball. There were some penalty points somewhere in between, but as a pot, over half an hour. And it's a contributing factor, I would say, to the reason he missed that ball. You know, he's cold. Been sitting down watching his opponent getting better and better. You come to the table with a long red, mightn't have fancied it very much.
One.
Alan's average shot time during his 130 break in the previous frame, 19 seconds. I think that's the pace at which he excels. Sometimes if he's a little too ponderous, he can interrupt his own rhythm, if you like.
All I can think of is he's absolutely straight on the blue again, like he has been a few times, because he's looking at a decidedly awkward red by the yellow. Yeah, that's absolutely straight. Nothing he can manipulate there. Just the slightest push through.
Sure. 6.
Putting the extension on, so he's playing the red by the yellow. Not a good chance yet, but with Alen, within the 4 or 5 shots, it could be an excellent chance.
So.
Well, that might not be quite the kiss he played, but the red he's closest to takes him down to the black to get that back on its spot. No doubt about it, things are really looking up for Mark Alen in this match.
Any wise old sporting owl will tell you that in any pursuit, you need to play to your strengths. And this most certainly is Alan's strength. At the business end of the table, making the wide ball talk.
There you see Mark Alen, how close he gets to his next ball. I mean, he didn't need to be quite that close
28.
to the red. He trusted himself. Well, those 9 reds are completely stuck together, aren't they? They'll have to be opened up. That's what he tried to do, but he put too much topspin and it just arced. A smallish gap. Thought he'd hit some part of the little bunch, but it wasn't to be.
Mark Alen, 36.
Selby coming straight round. Is there a plant? Those 3 reds at the base of the bunch. Well, it's not far off. Look like they're on. The right-hand red is more of a possibility. It could throw them offline, despite the second and third red being bang on. Well done. Mark Alen will be a bit frustrated there because he missed the bunch and the safety shot allowed their plant to be on. They weren't on before the shot that Alen played. So this is another moment in the match. Selby out of his chair and in.
Assertive, certainly to 3-0. Selby now needs to reassert. Anywhere but there, he wanted to either get the desired angle on the blue or stop short so he could take the cue ball easily in and out of balk.
I wonder if he's playing around the angles. He'll have to really force this blue in if he is. Trying to get over to the right side of the table with a lot of pace here. Terrific shot. If it was a perfect shot, he would have finished a little bit short of where he is. It's still a very effective one. So he pots the red, he goes into the 5 reds. It might be a blessing in disguise that he's finished where he has, depending on how the reds split. That is a beautiful shot. May have looked comfortable, but it was very, very well played. And now everything is there for him.
Extended breath.
Sure. 18.
Only one awkward ball on the table. It's largely immaterial.
Thank you. 19.
Ah, this shot's worth seeing again. I mean, how well can you see that shot played? Perfectly controlled, developing all of the reds. Stephen Hendry's made the point about his ability to play screw shots off the bunch, and he's right, is Stephen, that he plays them, gets so much work on them, but that applies also
26.
to topspin shots in the same sort of position.
27.
Yeah, that could have gone wrong, but there is a gap through to the right-hand red.
34. 35.
From here, Selby really should restore a 2-frame gap. That's a fact of which he's well aware.
42.
And the plant that got things underway could be priceless.
$48.
Yeah, possibly a very big turning point, wasn't it? Because I mentioned that Mark Alen played safe off the bunch, and in doing so, the balls ended up in a plant formation. And one that could take Selby up the table out of harm's way, so he was never going to do any damage from it. Couple that with the shot where he
50.
went through the bunch, turned the frame, and potentially the match on its head.
$55.
Still needs this black, a red, and any colour.
$62. $63.
Didn't pot a ball in the previous 2 frames. But after that period of inactivity comes a visit
60.
of excellence.
'70.
Neil, to do this when your opponent is nipping at your heels, forging a fight back. Typically Selby-esque.
Yeah, I think he knew he had to up his game again. You mentioned how the match wasn't going anywhere in the first half an hour, but he's really taken a shape here in the last few frames. Alen coming
70s.
back powerfully. Selby getting that plant and knowing that he can't afford to ease off in any way here. It's turned into a terrific game of snooker, this.
82.
Neil Folds is right. It's a match of 2 halves.
95.
Pre-interval, a little tedious. After the interval, totally terrific. Mark Alen needs the last 3 frames. Selby only 1.
Mark Selby to break.
Many in the audience, many watching at home will be wanting this to go all the way. Not sharing that opinion. Mark Selby, he wants to win this frame and get out of there.
Yes, it's a much more attacking game now, isn't it, as
What?
the match has developed. Terrific long red again. A few mutterings, though. The story of the evening for Mark Alen is not landing perfectly behind the blue. This time, I think, stopping again straight, and that's been something we've said a few times tonight. But it's not bad, is it? Goodness. He's further away from the red than he wanted to be with the cue ball, but you know, he's not at the other end of the table or anything.
6.
Alen is a fighter, pugnacious, feisty. He will not go quietly.
Good save.
That stubbornness in adversity, a trait he shares with the 2 players who preceded him as Northern Ireland's finest. 2 world champions, Alex Higgins and Dennis Taylor.
21.
Yes, it's a part of the world where people love snooker. Probably for the names you mentioned there.
28. $29.
The next stop on the tour in the UK will be in Belfast for a very heavily attended event.
Yes, the Northern Ireland Open, won by Mark Alen in 2021, and then he successfully defended the following year.
37.
Once again, that same straight angle, if that you call a straight angle anything, on this blue. Can't get close to the red. But as a left-hander, he can reach this.
42.
Well, he played into the bunch earlier on and missed them from a shot something like this. Maybe a little straighter this time on the black than on that occasion. So where is his next red going to come from here? He might be able to play on that one on the left side. But I'm not sure about how easy it is to split them open here, to force it.
FC.
Don't know what he played there, whether he played on that left red. This plant looks difficult, if it's possible.
Yes, as it stands there, heading towards that left-hand jaw. And that's the jaw he made contact with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was lined up, and I think the balls, the two reds were very close together to try and change the angle. I don't know if that plant was on. It's easy afterwards, but we knew it was left side of middle of the pocket.
In frame 8, Selby erased a 36-point deficit. This time he was 50 arrears coming to the table. But look at the balls. Ideal for a counter-attack.
Yeah, I mean, these are the kind of situations recently in a decider when it's last gasp that he has been winning frames, but it isn't. He's 2 up with 3 to play, so he has a bit of leeway. Is that a good thing?
So.
It's a wonderful chance. I mean, the lead of 50 points when Mark Selby came to the table was not a very big one where the balls are. He's gone from a match that never looked like it was going to start to one we don't really want to end.
Selby wants it to end right here, right now. with this visit. And apart from the pressure, there's every reason to think it will.
22.
Every ball sitting pretty.
23. Thirty. $31.
Yes, I mean, there's hardly anything on the table that will give Mark Alen hope, other than the fact that he's got to still do it, and the pressure's on Selby to do so. But I mean, you'd hope something would be close to a cushion. He hasn't even got that in his favour, Mark Alen.
$38.
Another string to Selby's bow. He's a former world 8-ball champion. On the tables you see in pubs. In pool, in this kind of situation, they call this kind of break connecting the dots.
Yes, and I think the final piece will be when he just gets from his next colour to that other red. Just above the angle of straight.
$45.
So while he needs to pot a few more balls, it feels like this is the shot. Screwing in, I think, behind the red to the right middle will be the plan. And played to absolute perfection.
$51. $52.
That, though, was not.
Yeah, Mark Alen, there's a smile. I don't think Selby wanted to be playing this shot. It's not bad, but as you say, I'm sure he didn't mean this. Just running it through, you can feel that this is where sometimes the tension can affect Selby, just putting a match away.
No hint of a crisis. Struck sweetly, ideally on the yellow.
57.
From here, yellow, green, brown and blue for a place in the final.
$59.
A return to the final.
$62.
So brown and blue, he's checked the scores, he'll be fully aware of that. Yeah, this ended up a very good match.
66.
Nothing fresh there.
71.
It's two snookers, but it's probably all over.
One mark fought hard, but the other mark had the answers. Superb semi-final. Mark Selby prevails. Last year, he lost in the final to a member of the class of 1992. Can he do better this time with another member of that famed class? Tonight, Mark Selby doubles up on Mark Alen, 6-3.